There's this trend I've been seeing online in the self-improvement community where a lot of people have been creating videos about how self-improvement ruined their lives. And I don't know if it's just clickbait because I haven't watched them. I just see them pop up on my recommendations. And it's like multiple videos. Self-improvement ruined my life. I wish I never got onto self-improvement. All these different types of videos telling you how self-improvement sucks. And they could be just doing it for attention, just doing it for views. But I think the thing is, self-improvement is not your end goal. You don't hop onto self-improvement and then that's it. It's the end all be all. And I know people, especially the modern self-improvement community, bro, like they'll turn it into this religion of self-improvement where it's like they'll religiously get onto self-improvement and they basically don't do anything except be on monk mode and grind out the gym, grind out their goals or whatever. And I understand like why people might feel like that though, because I remember having those same type of thoughts about what year ago? The start of 2023, right? Thinking, bro, if I hadn't got on self-improvement, I probably would enjoy my life more. And it's only because every single time I would break a habit, right? Break a good habit I've been building up. Like I go a day without reading, I feel guilty. If I miss a day of meditating, I feel guilty. If I don't eat clean, I decide that, I'm gonna order Dave's hot chicken today. I feel guilty because I know that I shouldn't be eating this. And I eat it anyways, and then I'll beat myself up for it, which shouldn't be the case. I think the problem is that we forget that self-improvement is supposed to help you. You are supposed to be improving on yourself consistently as much as possible. There's this philosophy in Japan called Kaizen, where it's continuous self-improvement, continuously trying to improve on yourself 1% at a time. And you have to also accept yourself. You have to accept your self-improvement is not complete without self-acceptance. And I'm not saying that you just accept yourself for your flaws and you're like, okay, well, I accept myself for being overweight, so it's all right because I love myself and I don't care about anybody else's opinion. That is dumb. That's not self-acceptance. That's like, I don't know what that is, but that's not self-acceptance. People, you don't just acknowledge your negative traits. You don't just acknowledge it and then forget about it. You acknowledge them. You understand that you're on a journey to growth, to better yourself, and you try to be consistent as possible. Are you going to slip up? Of course. You're not going to go the rest of your life without missing a meditation session. It's just not possible unless you dedicate your life like these Buddhist monks, these Tibetan monks, where all they just do is just sit in monasteries and meditate all day. Unless you're one of them, you're going to miss a meditation session. You're going to miss a workout. Would it be nice not to? Yeah, of course. Like, who doesn't want to be 100% consistent? But when you set yourself up, if you set those expectations that you're going to be perfect and you're never going to fall off, then you're going to fall off and you're going to hate yourself because you have this preconceived notion that, well, I'm perfect now that I'm on self-improvement and I don't need to forget about everything else. Just forget about my flaws because I'm never going to mess up again. That's when you're setting yourself up for failure, essentially, right? The there was another point I wanted to make about this, is that when I've had this thought too, where when I did get into self-improvement, the reason why I felt like I wish I never discovered this, I wish I was a bum. I kind of wish I was still like this degenerate teenager who just cared about his own selfish pleasures, only because it shined a light on the person I could be, and made me realize I'm not living up to my potential. I'm not living up to who I can become. I'm a shell of my future self. And you kind of don't even want to accept it. It hurts, honestly, because who wants to just look at themselves in the mirror and be like, this is not who I want to be? Because it hurts. The truth hurts. A lot of people just aren't ready to face it, and then they end up leaving behind the one thing that actually helped them improve their lives in the first place. Because you got to realize that objects in motion stays in motion. That's what Newton's first law, I think it's the second law. Objects in motion stays in motion. If you have a little bit of motion, you're going to continuously stay in motion, even if it's just a little bit. You know, when my car broke down on the freeway one day, I popped the tire. My tire just completely exploded, and I didn't want to drive on the rims of my car, right? So I put my car into neutral and I pushed my car. It's difficult at first because, you know, the car is like 1,000 pounds or whatever, and I'm pushing it, it doesn't move. But once it finally moves, once like the wheels move an inch, it's a lot easier to start pushing the car and keep it moving. Because once the object is moving, it's easier to stay in motion. Once you get onto self-improvement, it is easy for you to stay consistent on your habits as long as you're just doing it. Even if you slip up a couple times, you still have momentum that you can fall back on and just continue doing what you need to be doing. Rather, people just want to stop doing all the habits that got them there in the first place. And I'm only saying this from experience. Like, y'all seen that my mindset was completely messed up when I stopped self-improvement. And it's kind of obvious though, isn't it? When you stop doing the good habits that got you from point A to point B, and you stop them, then obviously you're going to fall back to point A. It's just as simple as that. But you know, it is what it is, right? Continuously grow and work on yourself, right?